Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And I will be reviewing these comments made by somebody named Precious Fluids. They made it on the comments on this video. Should be a screenshot there. I was going to do some fancy things with this video, but then I decided that the editing takes too long, so I decided not to. I decided to do it this way instead. Thing was, with the fancy editing and all that, it would just take me a lot longer. If you would prefer me to take the time to edit them and do all the fancy stuff, let me know. Or if this is suitable, then I think we're just going to continue. Just let me know in the comment section below what you think. Would you rather wait for editing or get the content? I am restricted on time. This person, Precious Fluids, comes in and says, "You must be a fool. I can't believe you think the guy is straight when he is fucking men because he said faggot. I can't believe you never met a fag who said faggot. You are a living joke and your mental gymnastics are fucking sad. Enjoy HIV." To which I responded to him, 1. You're obviously a troll. 2. What guy are you talking about that is straight? 3. I'm a faggot, so yes, I have. 4. Not every gay male is a whore. 5. The point of the narrative is not correct across the board. Many gay men are against virus chasing and gift giving. 6. Not all gay men get HIV. 7. You're the fucking idiot, biased, bigoted, gross overgeneralizations, and I don't think you know what mental gymnastics are. I think you're regurgitating shit you've heard other people say. Come up with a goddamn point, you fucking homophobic zealot. Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck are you seriously talking about in this comment? Go watch my video about CA Bill SB 239 and learn something. Let me emphasize that when I made this particular video in defense of the gay community, I understand where Mr. Mediocre is coming from. I know why he made the video. He has every reason to point that out, and this came at the cusp of Bill SB 239 in California, which was decriminalizing knowingly transmitting HIV to another person. And Mr. Mediocre made a video showing how that could be dangerous by talking about bug chasers and gift givers. And so in this video, the sole point was to say that's a very, very taboo thing and something that is certainly not a common practice in the gay community. Then he says, "If you thought I was a troll, you wouldn't answer. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Jinx's channel. I answer to trolls. It's in the beginning of your video, you talk about a guy who accidentally gives AIDS about 2 minutes and 58 seconds in. I can tell you're a faggot. I saw the video. Of course, it isn't an across-the-board rule, but it is a gay-specific fetish. Again, not a rule. Great ad homs. You get on to me about my ad hominems when your very first comment you ever even made to me was, 'You must be a fool,' which is an ad hominem. I can't believe you think that guy is straight when he's fucking men because he said faggot. I can't believe you never met a fag who said faggot. You are a living joke, ad hominem. Your mental gymnastics are fucking sad. Enjoy HIV." Yeah, that's a very well-adjusted argument. Thanks, yeah. Don't think we're having a civil debate here. I am bi, you moron. I just think you're an actual living joke. More ad hominems on your end. Smug, childish douche. More ad hominems. I don't know what you mean by childish douche. What do you mean by how am I childish and how am I a douchebag? who made a video to try and grab Jim's viewers with a half-baked point. I'm not trying to grab Jim's viewers, and even if I was, who cares? I don't care. I've said many, many times on multiple videos. In fact, for many of my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning, I'm just repeating myself at this point. Yes, I would like to see my channel grow. If I'm not going to make money, I'm still going to do it. I would like to make money. I would like it to be my career. But if that doesn't pan out, that's okay too. It's all good. So yeah, I'm going to try and get traffic to come to my channel. And yeah, I do that by covering trending subject matters and clickbait. I've done this. Yeah, it's not a secret. It's not, shh, don't tell anyone. It's, yeah, obvious. Every fucking content creator does. And if you don't believe that they do, you're lying to yourself. There are people who do that. This is my response to him. There are people who do that I would say is a sociopathic behavior. No, I would not say it's a gay-specific fetish. There are straight people who have this weird thing with HIV as well, mostly in the intravenous drug world. I respond to trolls all the time. Okay, I respond to trolls all the time. No, I am not leeching off Jim's audience. I knew upon making this that I could get a lot of flack from his audience. I tried to be sensitive to his case and not dismiss Jim as a homophobe, to which I don't know if he is or isn't. I just didn't want people to infer the wrong idea or let an idea get too far out of control. At the time this video came out was when CA Bill SB 239 came out, and the narrative on homosexuals from the right was looking, well, grim. Why, as a homosexual, would I not defend my position or rights? Why would I want certain ideologues to use this as propaganda to push a foul narrative that isn't entirely true? I understand Jim's point, I really do, but there's a conservative pool out there that won't see that and see what they want. I think you know that. Ad hominems, yes, you use them too. This doesn't seem like a traditional debate. If you'd like to have a civil discussion or debate, I'm cool with that. Your first comment wasn't that, though. Not civil. If you think I'm a joke, that's fine. That's your opinion, fair enough. Based on your initial reaction, I would not have guessed you were bi. To me, in my opinion, for a bi person, you have a strange take on homosexuals. Do you just like only have sex with other bi? Come to find out it's a dude. But I said whatever gender you are, because I'd be willing to bet that some were really homosexual, not actually bi. I don't know how that would all work for you, but I wash my hands of this weirdness. Good day. And I gave him this quote from the Smashing Pumpkins. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. And emptiness is loneliness, and loneliness is cleanliness, and cleanliness is godliness, and God is empty just like me. Which, if you know anything about the lyrics of Zero by the Smashing Pumpkins, what he was saying in the the emptiness is loneliness bit, it's about he was making fun of himself and talking about how they were kind of portraying him up to be like this god of rock, and he was saying, I'm just a dude, don't look to me for answers because I'm human. And despite all the rage you're throwing at me, you're still just nothing more than a rat in a cage, like we all are. And that's actually a quote that somebody that I know personally gives to people who are trolling him. He says, wow, that was a spastic reply. I try to get everything rat. It's more fetishistic than sociopathic behavior. You can see the givers talking about feeling guilt initially, and it doesn't fit into the pattern of behavior. Yes, majority of them are not sociopaths. The majority of them do feel guilt about giving other people HIV. But in the instance that I gave in Bill SB 239, the video that I did on that, I talked about where I used to date a cop, and he was following somebody that was deliberately infecting people with HIV. That was absolutely somebody who was sociopathic. Behavior, and that hasn't been a credible disorder in decades. Oh, that's right. You want me to use the word antisocial disorder for sociopathy, and you want me to use the word personality disorder for psychopathy. Is that what it is? So we're debating semantics. Semantics are a pointless debate. They both have the same definition, and because of colloquialism, most people don't know what antisocial disorder is. They think it's somebody who is not social. So yeah, no, sociopathy is still used. It still has the same definition. It's just as you say, not used in decades. Go watch Silence of the Lambs again, you armchair psych. I'm not a psychologist. Psychology is a fascination of mine. I'm not a psychologist. Next, you clearly don't even know any conservatives. Oh, really? I don't know any conservatives. You hear that, everybody? I don't know any conservatives. I know plenty of conservatives. There are people subscribed to my channel that are conservatives. My grandparents are conservatives. So, you know, you make this assertion, and you say, I clearly don't even know conservatives. You clearly don't know anything about me. Because especially in California, the situation has never been more pro-gay. Yeah, I'm sure in California it's like that. This is the birthplace of like the progressive ideals that even every leftist in the world hates. Like, they're just flowing out of California. I'm not surprised by that. I'm a Republican. Oh, imagine that, Mr. Faggot, idiot. With a mostly right-wing social circle, and even the wannabe Nazis don't care I fuck men. Maybe because they're wannabe Nazis. I don't know. Don't particularly hang out with Nazis. I know you didn't guess I was bi. How would I fucking know that? And maybe my position seems strange to you because it's based on statistics and reality instead of group affiliation. Okay, there's two problems with this. My not assuming that you would be bi is not because of your statistics and reality. It's because you're harsh. Well, just none of this says anything about you being, like, none of this would suggest you were bi. You're just attacking, like, you're just commenting angrily for no reason, really. But the other thing that is a problem is the group affiliation. What group am I affiliated with? Leftist, To be honest with you, I never really gave myself a political party. I just, my grandparents, who are Republicans or conservatives, think that I'm a libertarian. And I took a political compass test. It says I'm an independent liberal. I've always just kind of looked at the individual subject and decided from there. So, I don't know what group affiliation you think I have, but again, I think you're making generalizations. Well, I think you're making assumptions, actually. You know what they say, to be presumptuous makes an ass of us all. To assume is to be wrong. Lastly, looking over your video shows you clearly follow the topical YouTube trends and looking at how it affected your views, and you're bitching about demonetization. Current YouTube trends. Right. I cover all the current YouTube trends. That's all I ever do. So clearly you don't know shit about my channel. Let me enlighten you. Okay? Let me just show you. This is not a YouTube trend. This is not a YouTube trend. That's not a YouTube trend. That's not a YouTube trend. This is a YouTube trend, but initially I was just doing it for doing this bit about the hashtag please touch me too, which is something that a friend of mine and I made up. This is not a YouTube trend. That's not a YouTube trend. That's a YouTube trend. And that kind of came as a suggestion, kind of sort of ish. This is not a YouTube trend. That is me using another YouTuber to try and bring views to my traffic to my channel. TJ Curricula, yep. Explicit albums, that's not really a trend, but it kind of goes into it a little bit, but I didn't mean to deliberately. And this one is not a YouTube trend, that one's not a trend, this one's kind of trend-ish, that one's definitely not a trend, that one's trend-ish. This one I covered before I even knew what FOSTA was, and I covered this before Tim Pool even covered it, and I didn't even know it was called FOSTA. I just read it out loud. You know, Last of Us, Trump's Biscuit. A lot of this stuff is shit that I found on Facebook and Twitter and decided to cover myself, and some of it, yeah, some of it is trend, and a lot of it isn't. Sometimes I just get kind of tired of doing trends and just kind of do whatever I want. I mean, I want to do the stuff that I cover that is trends. I want to cover them, but a lot of the stuff that, I mean, it's just stuff I find and wanted to do. Saying you didn't want Jim's viewers. What? How it affected my views, and you're bitching about demonetization. Saying you didn't want Jim's views, boo-hoo, I might get flack while I get paid. I don't get paid for any of my videos. I've never gotten paid for a single video. Is a ridiculous low-energy lie. Not lying about anything. If I was using Jim to try and drag traffic to my channel, I'd be honest about it, and I don't give a shit. I would tell you flat out, yeah, I did. So, I'm not monetized, dude. I was monetized for a brief moment, then YouTube did something. So I responded, I don't get paid, I never ever been paid for a YouTube video. Yes, I have covered trends and participated in clickbait. Most do. I also cover a lot of stuff that aren't trends at all, such as the Community FK one I just released. Let's face it, making Tomb Raider video gameplay videos is just something I like to do. It will not earn me any money nor grow my channel at all. You're right about the gift givers. I believe I covered that in the video. There was a segment I made where I was reading psychological analysis of people who were bug chasers and gift givers in the hands of someone who feels no empathy or sympathy towards other. HIV can be very dangerous for those who don't want it. There's a lot of psychological issues that go into this virus chasing, gift giving stuff I'm not going to go through. So he responds, your psychological analysis has got to be a fucking joke. If you just told me it was a sociopath's behavior, you really dodge how I just pointed out. You don't know what the hell you're talking about when you give me 5 lines about the vaguest shit I've ever read. No, I'm dismissing you. You basically just said, hey, I got no evidence. I said, hey, I got evidence. I don't want to talk about it, though. But look at all my videos. You might find out people are... No. The video that I instructed you to go and watch had nothing to do with people being depressed. Took a lethal injection from a cock. If you don't make any money, why did you participate in clickbait? Because I want to grow my channel and eventually make this my job. But that's probably not going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that. Either way, it doesn't matter. If I didn't want to put myself out there to be viewed, I would have made all my videos private. I probably wouldn't even started this in the first place. So what the fuck are you talking about? Why the fuck would anyone start a YouTube channel and not want their channel to grow? Jesus fucking Christ. And why do you think Let's Plays don't get views? I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to say. I think there's a typo in there. I don't know what he means by that. Post more lyrics. That was really deep. I can tell your dad just doesn't get you. Oh, really? You can tell my dad just... You know so much about me, really. You're the true psychological analyst here. You're making an assumption again. Actually, those lyrics were really kind of saying, like, no matter what you do, it's irrelevant. So you've already told me not to do ad hominems when your very first comment you've ever made to me, ever, Precious Fluids, was just full of ad hominems, and you continued to do so. And then you make all these assumptions about me, and clearly you know nothing about me. And then you want to have a debate over semantics. I said, you said sociopaths aren't real, so I said people who feel no empathy or sympathy towards others. All right? I just don't feel like going over all of it. Do you understand? It's a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff to do. I do work 40 hours a week. I have a full-time job and then do this too. So yeah, I got stuff to do. I have other things I like to do, like playing video games and eating and sleeping. The reason why clickbait is the hopes that one day I could get monetized. It's not happening, so oh well, still a fun hobby. Here, I'll try to find psychological articles I read so you can read them. I can't promise I'll find the exact ones again, but I'll try. Sorry, I already recorded this video once and then the stupid software fucked up, so I had to do it again. But the sociopath thing, this is a debate on semantics. He wants me to use word antisocial disorder, or what's the one for psychopathy? So, antisocial disorder is for psychopathy. Sociopathy is personality disorder. And most people don't know what those means. Colloquially, most people are going to understand what a sociopath is over saying antisocial disorder. I've even heard a woman say that she went into the doctor and said that she was tired all the time and she wasn't going out as much as she usually does, and the doctor told her that she sounded like she had antisocial disorder. And I immediately looked at her and I said, "What?" And I said, "Are you a sociopath? Do you have anything in common with Jeffrey Dahmer? Do you feel no empathy or sympathy or remorse towards others?" And she said, "No, none of those apply to me." And I said, "Then you don't have antisocial disorder." A medical doctor doesn't... The medical doctor was just saying that she wasn't being social. And that's what most people think of when they hear antisocial disorder. They think of somebody who's not social. They don't understand that it means sociopath. So we're really just debating semantics. They have the same fucking definition. So I gave him a few PDF files, or a couple PDF files, and a crappy Psychology Today article. To which he says, "Oh, my mistake. You aren't making any money because you can't. So my point about being a greedy hanger-on still stands." No, it doesn't. "And although you said you'll never make money here, you want to." Yes, I do. "I can't call that a lie, but you might think it is." You think it's a lie. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, oops. "I know you rolled back the outdated terms when I called you out on it. That's my point. I had to fucking tell you you were happy to use a term that's from fucking TV to 99% of the people who hear it." 99% of the people who hear it. Where do you come up with that number? "I don't need to read them because..." Oh, you don't need to read them because you just know everything, huh? "Because everything you told me is common sense. Depression, anxiety, reactive phobias, anger, these have been established for other chronic diseases decades before this shit. So spare the research grants for gay studies, budget, overflow, pressure, release valves you call psychological articles." Actually, they are psychological articles. You might want to take a look at those PDF files I've provided for you. I mean, you know, you have a semantic scholar, and we have researchgate.net. So, yeah, we have an org.net. The only one I say has any kind of bias is probably Psychology Today. Usually tends to have a right-leaning bias, ironically. So after all that, I said, "Okay, you made your assertions. Can you provide any evidence of them? And tell me, what do you know about psychology? Enlighten me." And on the attention thing, yes, I wanted to be monetized. I've engaged in clickbait and popular trending subjects. That's never been a secret. This video isn't one of those. Okay? And actually, when I made this video, this was during the uprising of the alt-right, and I was afraid because Mr. Medicare started getting involved in that whole kraut and tea business, and I thought that doing this I would get a lot of alt-right trolls, and I did. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not going, "Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. Trolls. Oh, no." And that's why I'm making this video, because this is just so much fun. I legitimately mean that. I wanted to talk about this. I'm just like, look at this fucking guy. Look at this. And he's just telling me what's up. Just, like, oh, I don't know any conservatives at all. Gothic Republican, if you watch this video, I don't know any conservatives. My grandparents, just what the fuck. And at one point he made a comment about the right not giving a fuck about gay people. Where the fuck was that? I've become discombobulated. Somewhere around the neo-Nazis, the neo-Nazis don't care that he has sex with other dudes or something like that. Just trying to say that there's no right-leaning ideologues that are against homosexuality, even though the Religious Freedom Act, which was not intended for what it's being used for right now. The Religious Freedom Act was created somewhere around like 2007, 2008 during George W. Bush Jr.'s presidency. It was meant for something entirely different, and it's being used to actively discriminate against homosexuals based on your religious beliefs. And there's a sweeping motion across the states where they are denying gay couples the ability to adopt. I think that's kind of fucked up. There's children that need homes to go to, and they live in shitty foster care, and there's conservatives, right-leaning people that are against gay rights going around saying that homosexual couples shouldn't be able to adopt, even though the studies show that children who grow up with same-sex parents do not grow up fucked up and just mentally screwed. They don't. They grow up just fine. The important thing is that they grow up in a nurturing, loving environment. So to say that there's no right-leaning ideologues out there that there's no right-leaning ideologues out there that are against gay rights, that's absolute nonsense. We know that. We know that there's evidence of that everywhere. Making a proclamation that I don't know any conservatives, talking about the ad hominems and then making ad hominems himself, bringing on a debate about semantics, trying to assert that he knows anything about me at all, and he doesn't. This was not a psychological video either. I wasn't arguing from a psychological standpoint. I was just saying, like, Jim has got a point, but I would just like to point out that it is not a very popular thing in the gay community. It is something actually why the gay community should be afraid of things like Bill SB 239. And I absolutely do respond to trolls on my channel. I don't give a shit. You can troll. I don't care. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell button on any channel you're subscribed to, which the bell button will be changing soon. YouTube is changing that. Yeah, they're changing the bell button. If you haven't been receiving notifications from your subscribers, because this subscriber feed is apparently going away. H3 did a video of that. And apparently the bell button is going to have more options, so you can tell it to let you know if somebody's going to go live stream, if they're going to produce a certain type of content video. You'll do all that. So YouTube is changing things up again. So if you're not receiving any notifications from the people you're subscribed to on YouTube, you might want to pop in on their channels and take a look every now and then, and see if they've uploaded and you just not gotten the notification, because YouTube is changing things around again. That is a thing. Also, Precious Fluids, you are more than welcome to subscribe and join the family. family. And enjoying the ensuing madness. I think stuff like this is interesting. I would have been more than happy to carry this extremely informal debate with you, as I put to you at the end. You have made your assertions. Can you provide any evidence for them? I think that that's fair for me to ask because you asked of it of me and then proclaimed that you didn't want to read my shit. Maybe you should take a look at the PDF files, just saying. But you're right, though. I mean, a lot of the things you mentioned, you're going to find in there. But you're welcome to subscribe, too. I have nothing against it. But with that, I'm out.